I got the cash. Boom.
John is combative and smug from the start.
What is it?
What is what?
You gonna play games?
What's going on?
What is it?
What's going on?
What is it? You're past that. What is it?
Okay.
And for a few moments, the two Johns are sharing the same hotel room, both in cuffs. Now it's this John's turn to be booked, and his night is about to get a lot worse. After John talks with Polk County detectives, I get a shot at him, and something tells me he's not going to be smiling when he finds himself sitting across from me. The interview is one of the most shocking, surprising, and frustrating conversations I've ever had with an alleged child predator. Buckle up. It's going to be a wild ride.
Hey, John. How you doing? In a bit of a fix tonight, huh? Explain to me how you got here tonight, John.
Nobody really cares here anyway.
No, but I care. I want to know.
Really?
What happened?
I don't know. I just joined that dating site like a week ago,
Yeah.
and everything was fine. There was no problem.
Right. Had you met anybody on the dating site?
Yeah, actually, I met a few girls.
A few girls. Did you meet any of them in person?
Yeah,
And how did that go?
they went well. That's why I stuck by it. I was like, all right.
So how many girls do you think you met on the dating app?
Maybe like 3.
3?
Yeah.
And you met them in
Oh.
person too?
Yeah.
And how old were the girls you met in person?
Oh, they were like my age, like 4.
Your age. Okay, so you're 39, John?
Yeah.
Okay. And this girl you were...
The problem with this
Go ahead.
situation...
Explain it to me.
The problem with this situation is I'm very, 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 very good in IT and
Right.
cruising the dark web and the deep web and
Right.
going unnoticed. And the problem I had once I was told that this girl was 15 was
14, actually. She was
14. Sorry,
Yeah.
was no, you're wrong. What
Why did you-
have-
why
Because
did-
well, I have a lot of inside sources. Also, I've done a lot of sheriffs and Sarasota PD's alarm systems. And
So you've done a lot of work for law
yeah,
enforcement
my mom's
in...
an assistant chief of police.
Oh, where was your
Retired
mom assistant?
Bridgeport, Connecticut.
In Bridgeport,
Yeah.
Connecticut.
And now she works for missing persons for Sarasota and the sheriff's office.
So were you ever in law enforcement yourself?
No.
But your mom has been in
My
law
mom was in
enforcement.
32 years, yeah.
And
So
she was-
retired in Bridgeport, Connecticut, and came down here to help out missing persons.
And she was deputy police chief in Bridgeport, Connecticut.
Assistant chief,
Assistant chief of police in Bridgeport, Connecticut. That's a big job.
yeah. So this would be the first time I've ever had cups on. But yeah, so what I was able to find through my source was that I wasn't speaking to a 14-year-old.
Okay, so
I
let
was
me-
speaking
but-
to a detective behind a mask, pretending to be a woman who actually, through what I found, was actually over the age of 18.
So you knew
Yeah.
that this was a sting going
Yeah.
in.
So I knew it was. A
You
sting,
had sources
and
in
I
the...
called my friend. I told him they could
Right.
pull my call log.
Right.
I called my buddy. I go, listen, yeah, I got this crazy situation. I go, they're playing this office at this girl's 15. They're like, just turn around and leave. I'm like, no, you know that's not my style.
Not your style.
Not to just walk away from it. I just wanted to prove a point.
So you wanted to
I
prove...
didn't want. I
What
would
point
never
were you
have
trying
walked
to
in.
prove?
I would
Yeah.
have never walked in that door.
But you walked in the hotel.
The hotel, sure.
Yeah. So you had a sexually charged conversation with someone who said she was 14. Check me there.
You can use that what you're saying.
Check just
absolutely.
so that's true up to
But
that
the
point.
point is this is
But
an
you're saying-
imaginary 14-year-old,
Right.
which I knew the entire time.
And how did you know that, John?
Because I can do things that 90% of people can't with computers.
So you have the ability to go into secret places on the internet, talk to sources, and you did that
See
tonight.
where that computer was
Right.
that the detective was using,
Right.
and see where those
And where was the
those
computer
packets are
that
coming from.
where was the computer that the detective was using?
In the hotel.
In the hotel. So your sources told you that the computer the detective
Yeah.
was using was in the hotel room.
Yeah.
It wasn't in the hotel room, John.
Okay. Where was it?
You tell me. You've got all the sources.
That's what I got. I got the hotel room.
All right. So, in the course of this investigative project of yours,
Okay.
you talked about having sex, performing sex acts on this girl who said she was 14, right?
Okay.
You wanted to
Okay. Again.
perform oral sex on
keep
her.
in mind, this is all in my head as
Right.
I'm driving here. That as I get here, this is just going to be like, thank you for trying to set me up. Have a nice day. But I wasn't able to do that. You see, they just tackled me before I even was able to even touch.
They
the door.
arrested you, yeah.
To recap so far, John has said that his mother is in law enforcement, claims he's hacked into the Polk County computer systems to find out this was an undercover sting, is a dark web and computer expert, and that he was just going to show up to say, thank you for trying to set me up, have a nice day. Oh, what a tangled web he weaves.
And you sent a picture of a penis,
Which wasn't mine.
which wasn't yours.
Which
Why
is-
would you?
What is that? So something that's available to 99 million people on the planet, is that wrong?
A lot of people ask me,
Is it?
because I do these
If it was mine,
investigations.
I'd probably feel bad.
But here's what I don't understand, and people ask me this all the time because I do a fair amount of this work.
Well, it keeps me away from my.
Okay, so why would anybody send a picture of a penis to somebody who said they were 14 years old? Why would you do that?
Well, that's not where it was. It was this person saying, "Can you send me a picture?"
Wait a minute. The person asked for a penis picture.
So you think it was just a random send?
Well, I don't know why you would do that in the first place, but I don't think. I know that
Well, they can go through all the.
I know that the person
They can go through all.
posing as a 14-year-old did not ask you for a penis pic.
800 people I've talked to that I have yet to meet or never met, and they all ended up the same way, where I just
Have you
play
ever?
my little game, and I never.
You play your little game. Have you ever met an underage girl
Never.
online?
No.
So tonight you just did this for the very first time.
And I knew there was no.
John, with all the extensive ability
Okay.
to
When this goes down,
expose
I
these
want
situations.
the underage girl. I just want her on court to speak to. That's all. I want her there.
It's a decoy, John. You know.
I know this.
But why do you even get involved with this?
Because that's who I am. I want to.
A predator? That's who you are, as a
Yeah,
predator?
I'm a predator because.
Well, look at you.
Oh yeah, definitely a predator. I've never been arrested my entire life. I have no patterns of this. I've never spoken to an underage girl.
But then why
yet
tonight?
when I
Help-
know
help me to
that-
explain.
When I know there's a sting behind it, I can just
I
walk
don't
in
think-
and be like, "Listen,
John,
up what you're doing. I see you back there, the detective. Have a nice night."
how
And I
long
couldn't
was
do that?
How long was the drive for you
It would have been
tonight?
like an hour and 20 minutes.
Hour and 20 minutes.
Without torrential rain,
Right.
traffic.
But it doesn't make sense, John, that you would get in a car
What does it
after a
matter?
sexually
To you,
charged
you're
conversation.
married, you have the life. I sit home and don't do.
What do you do
Alright.
for a living, John?
I do security system.
And you drove your company van here tonight?
That's all I had in my car.
How's that going to go over with the company?
Well, obviously bad.
Not good.
I'll
huh?
just start something.
And your mom, John, who was the former assistant chief in Bridgeport, Connecticut, how's she going to react when you tell her about
Oh,
this?
we're just gonna throw everything we can.
She's going to support you.
Oh, for 100%. Absolutely. What do you mean? We'll pull every little thing out we can and drop every cent to him.
To defend you. You think that your mom will defend you in this case?
Are you saying that like you're like shocked?
Well, I'm shocked that
But
somebody who was in
clearly
law
don't know
enforcement
my
for
man.
30-some years would be supportive of a son who
Okay.
got arrested for
then my
preying
mom-
upon a
yeah,
child.
Then yeah, she'll just walk away. And,
Well, I don't know. I'm asking you.
I don't know. I mean, do you have children?
I do.
Okay, so you just walk. No matter what your son is, you would just walk.
That's not what
Walk
this
away?
is. That's not what this is about.
Sure, it is. You just can't be truthful like I am. That's just the way it is.
So I can't be truthful.
I'm saying my mother is not going to walk away and be like, "Oh, f- it." let him go for his
I don't
life."
think I'm the one not being truthful here, John.
Where,
And do you want to know why? Because I'm Chris Hansen,
I know you are.
and I do stories on adults who try to meet kids online for sex.
And usually you actually do it right, where there's actually a child.
And this is wrong. Why?
Well, where's the child? That's my question. You want it? All right, we can run it back. Go ahead, run it back.
But it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
There was somebody posing as a
someone
child.
that's imaginary, that's 12 years old, and makes it real. Go ahead.
It's true.
Okay. So take it to the bank.
What do you think would have happened, John, had the sheriff's office not been there, had my crews not been there, and there was a 14-year-old girl in that hotel room? What would you have done?
Oh, I would have actually gone right through it. No, that was not my point. The point was to show up and say, listen.
So you're just going
can't
to
do this.
give this girl a good talking to?
Okay, if I had known there would be a 14-year-old girl there 100% alone, no, I would have spun around and left.
Okay.
Let's be clear.
So, but you would have gone in the hotel room and seen that it was a 14-year-old
The point to
girl.
go with there was to know that the detective was there as well. That was the only point.
So you, the son of a longtime law enforcement official, decides all of a sudden tonight that you're going to go confront a detective who's doing a sting operation in Polk County, Florida. Is that right? Do I have that right?
I mean, in the beginning, did I know that? No. But
So you just made this up along the way.
I mean, well, once I found out, sure.
And at what point did you find out that this was a sting?
Once I started seeing
People tell you to get on the ground
what?
when you were arrested.
Are you retarded?
No, I'm not
No, are you
I'm not
sure?
the one here.
Okay. Use that head. So when I found out through my computer,
You think I'm having a hard time keeping up with this?
these were these packets and what I was seeing.
What is
where
a
they're going.
packet, John?
Look it up.
exactly?
If you can't tell me what a packet is, I can't really help you.
So you're a computer expert. Dark web.
You can't tell me what a packet is, really.
You tell me. Educate me, John. Help me out.
All right, well, you know what? You can check it out.
Okay, you know, I've talked to a lot of guys in your situation, and I hear the same excuses over and over again. Can you see why I wouldn't believe what you're saying, John? Can you see it from my side of the table here?
So all the ones you've done have always been exactly the same?
No, they're different
How are
guys.
they different?
Some are older, some are
Oh,
younger.
no, I don't mean like age and height and all of that. I'm just saying they all have been the same exact scenario I went through.
It's pretty close.
Close, so
There's
always...
a sex chat online.
Okay,
There's an acknowledgement that the person chatting
okay,
says they're underage.
okay.
And then the guy shows up after a sexually charged conversation. I saw a guy coming to have sex with a girl he thought was
Sure.
14.
Believe what you want.
Okay. Is there anything
Can I
else?
speak to that girl then? At some point?
You
I just want to talk to
yeah, I know you're relying on a thinly veiled.
Oh, let's be honest, because when this goes to where it goes, we're gonna go to the point where this
What do you think's gonna-
imaginary 12-year-old is really.
Well, if you're so knowledgeable of the law and so knowledgeable
I didn't
of
say
the
I'm
dark
knowledgeable
web,
of the law. I just
you
said
seem like it. You
it's
sound
there.
like. Have you gone to law school, John?
No.
Okay.
So what if there is no person there and I have not stepped inside?
You had a sexually charged chat with
Okay, I
someone
had
who
a
said she was
chat
14
with
years old.
someone. Okay, I
Right.
had a
And then
chat.
you showed up. Chat is chat, John, but showing up
Okay.
is showing up.
Yeah.
Are you with me?
I walked through the lobby. Is that wrong?
If you're going to meet a 14-year-old girl, it's
I didn't go in
wrong.
any rooms.
Only because you got stopped by a
No, wrong.
detective.
Wrong.
No, I watched it, John.
Okay. So when I went forward, back, and didn't touch anything.
You were looking for the room.
No, I wasn't looking for anything.
Okay,
Exactly
why-
what room it was.
Then why are you in the hotel in the first place? I mean,
We're running in circles here.
all right. John, is
Prove
there
a point?
to prove a point? And what was that point, just so I have it clearly,
Just to
John?
show them that, listen, I understand you think, that I believe that there really was a 14-year-old girl here. But really, it's your detective.
But John, that doesn't make sense to me, especially coming from a man whose mother's in law enforcement.
What is my mom doing?
Well, you said you grew up around police stations and cops.
Sure.
You help cops.
This is not something that maybe it's just a quarter thing.
You see how this looks. You see how this looks, John.
That's fine. Listen, I don't
All right. John, is there anything else you want people to know about your situation?
Yeah, you can just let them know that there was an imaginary person in the behind the computer that really actually wasn't a underage person. She actually was over 18 after digging through her picture and finding out actually who she was. Said detective pretended to be a underage girl, and I had a explicit chat with a pretend 12-year-old. That's it. Thank you.
All right. Well, John, thanks for talking to me. I
Absolutely.
appreciate it. I think these guys want to see you over here, so these guys out here.
Who's that?
The fellas out here, the sheriffs, want to see you. I mean, you could walk out. There's no mystery to it. Thanks, John. I appreciate it. John clearly gave me the impression that he was hyped up, maybe a little withdrawal from something, not quite sure what.
John's demeanor made sense once the Polk County detective searched his vehicle. Part of a glass pipe was found, which tested positive for cocaine, and a pill bottle with residue that tested positive for heroin. Ultimately, John was charged with multiple felonies, including traveling to meet a child after using a computer, transmission of harmful material to a minor, unlawful use of a two-way communication device, and attempted lewd battery. We don't know if his mother bailed him out, but he is required to wear a GPS monitor, not to leave the state of Florida, be subjected to random drug testing, have no contact with anyone under the age of 18, and is under modified house arrest. John has pleaded not guilty to the charges, and his next court appearance is slated for March 21st.